power we saw last night. You have to, if you don't like what it's looking like when you go by an abandoned or delayed construction site, get on the phone to the city council office. That's what they're there for. Just like Adina says, they're there to serve you. So, don't know the telephone number? City's one-stop phone number for everything is 311. Call it in, and you'll be surprised the response you will get. Okay, how many of you live in preferential parking district 51? Can I see a raise of hands? I'll tell you what, come see me after the meeting. We can talk about that later. Another marijuana dispensary has opened up on Ventura Boulevard, this time in Sherman Oaks, sandwiched between two very popular restaurants. And guess what? Absolutely nothing can be done about it. It's a very long, complicated story. I had a very long conversation with our esteemed city attorney, who basically told me that an interim control ordinance, a temporary law, was put into place to stop the opening of these stores until the city council could figure out what to do, how to license, how to control, because they were just popping up everywhere. Forget what you feel about marijuana. The fact of the matter is that it was voted by the citizens, by the voters of California, to legalize it for medical purposes. The only problem is nobody thought far enough ahead about regulations. Like I said, forget what you think about it, good or bad. The point is these stores were popping up all over the place, and they were causing auxiliary problems, purported dealings. I don't know, I haven't seen it, it's all hearsay. The point is there's a lot of complaints, and the city attorney went to this, working with the city council, and they created this interim control ordinance, and they gave, you'll know this word, they gave exceptions to the law that enabled about 100 and some odd of these stores that have been opening up since they put a stop in November 2007 of more stores. They enabled those places to continue working under a hardship exemption. So there's about 100 and some odd of these stores that are still open that file an exemption, and anybody that decides to open up a new business can also file for an exemption, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Fast forward to the fact that for the past, I don't know how many months, there's been the permanent law to deal with these marijuana dispensaries sitting in front of City Council, Planning, Land Use, and Management Committee. That's it, right? Yeah. Anyway, and they're sitting on it. They're also sitting on dealing with the 100 and some odd files, whether or not to deal with these existing businesses. It's a complex issue. The bottom line is it's stuck. And it needs, so if you have any objections or problems or questions, it's in your neighborhood or not, call the city's 311 number, talk to Planning, Land Use, and Management. Jack Weiss is one of the members. You can register complaints. The billboard ban, there's a new phenomenon going on. If you notice, if you drive by certain tall buildings that have no windows on one side, you'll see a big banner drop down. Well, this is a precursor to, it's considered an art project, so it's exempt right now from any kind of billboard enforcement, but it's considered among knowing parties that it's a precursor for the billboard companies to get around and find a new way to display advertising. I don't know about you, but I'm all for everybody spreading the word, but I think it does reach a point, and this, seeing a 6-story billboard just seems to be a little more of an infringement into our visual context. Neighborhood councils, I just want you to know, I think this is really important. They were dealt what I consider to be a serious blow, and bad blow. The city council will only allow them to introduce any kind of motion for consideration by the city council, something that would maybe be important to the community, only if all of the individual members fill out a full financial disclosure form. These people serve as volunteers, and it's one thing, but they are elected officials, so it's one thing you can see the point of the city council, but it's like, well, wait a minute, these guys are volunteers, they're helping their communities, when does it end? And it's known, it's not a secret, the city council is definitely not supportive of the neighborhood council system. And that's not necessarily good news or bad news, it's just something to relate to you. I got a few more things, you'll have to forgive me. I need Jim Kaplan or Marcy Marks to quickly come up here. They were going to just tell you about the new paper that's being distributed into the community. Nancy, will you come up and do you have anything you want to add about Best Buy in light of what was said? Okay, Fashion Square, in the meantime, I guess the paper people are left. They're gone. Okay, you can see me afterwards. I'll talk to you about that. Fashion Square, we're still waiting for the response from the city. It's written by the Westfield's attorneys and consultants, but it's going to be from the city. Their response to the draft environmental impact report, all the comments, and they were hundreds of pages submitted by this community in response to the plans. Will the project go forward in this economy? Yes. Don't be fooled. It's a great opportunity for them to do this while things are slow, do all the construction, and then the hope is, as is felt across the country, that in the next few years, by the time major construction projects are finished, people will be ready to open up their wallets and spend more money. Okay, Nancy?
Hi, I've just got two quick items. One of them is a thank you to Joan Pellico from Jack Weiss's office. 17 months ago, one of my neighbors, many of you know, very talented artist Bob Simon, took this photograph of the former Brony's restaurant. You can see it's completely covered in graffiti, broken windows, etc. He sent this photograph to me and he titled it Third World Country or Sherman Oaks. I forwarded this photo to Joan, and 17 months later, finally, the property is cleared. There's still boulders in there, a little bit of trash, but thank you, Joan, for cleaning up our community. The other thing is that yesterday, with watching the inauguration, I started thinking about Best Buy and realized that we've been working on trying to get traffic mitigation. So Lexi's comment about getting the permanent bump outs installed is wonderful, because we've been working on getting traffic mitigation for George Bush's entire second term in office. That's right, he was elected November 2004. Soha filed an appeal on Best Buy regarding traffic in 1 month after that. We had a vote 28 months ago, and we're still waiting for permanent traffic mitigation. And unfortunately, the permanent, or the temporary bump out is now, it's been there 13 months, so temporary is what, but it's in really bad shape. So thank you, Lexi. We look forward to having permanent bump outs 4 years later. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I thought Ellen said it was going slow and not much going on. I think there's a lot going on. So with that said, can we bring Matt Epstein in to introduce his panel?